Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan cogía de los huevos a todos sus compañeros y se ponía a defender como un hijo de puta. Tú tienes que dar ese ejemplo primero como persona y como jugador.
Welcome back to the video, everybody. This one is going to be a good one. We're talking about why PSG will win the Champions League, in my opinion, and it's due to Luis Enrique's tactical change that has PSG firing on all cylinders. And that's going to be later on in the video around the 3:30 mark if you want to skip ahead. But if you stay, I really do appreciate it. It helps the analytics of the video. And you know, that always means a lot for small content creators like myself. And please hit the like button, leave a comment. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt. It's free. Now let's get back into this video. So the video that I showed originally was basically Enrique going at Mbappe because his lackluster pressing, basically telling him the best players, as in Jordan of all time in basketball sense, would defend. They wouldn't just go for attacks. They wouldn't just score. They would play both sides of the ball. And without people buying in as a leader, they're not going to go, and you know, your team's not going to go forward. And as you can see, since Lucho has came into PSG, look at 23-24. That was when Mbappe was there. You see how it was down and up and down, not sustained. Since he's left, look at 24-25. It's so perfectly stable. Like, look at that. That's what you want to see from a team that presses together. I mean, look at their attacking final third, I should say, pressing regains. Look at that. Those numbers are all top 3 in the Champions League this season. There's no wonder why they're in the final. This proves that they have been the very best team in the Champions League, I should say. And every stat is why they're here. And this is something that I found in some clips that I found. Look at their press. Look how they force Pau Torres, who's a renowned on-the-ball center back, to just go long, hoof it long. They even trap John McGinn here. Look at this pass. They see that all 3 players trap him, and João Neves, as you can see here, wins the ball, and they're off to the races. They even got him to do the same thing in the second half. Same play, lost the ball. I even have a little diagram that I found about how their pressing structure looks. Look at this. This is what you call buy-in. When you have every team going together, I mean every player going together. Look at that. They forced Villa, who under Emery are one of the best ball-playing teams in the league, especially with Emi Martinez, who loves going short. They had them flustered on the ball, and they continually churned out turnovers so they can keep the ball. Look at this against Manchester City, where they knocked them out, essentially. They baited this press. And look at that. Savinho had nowhere to go. They suffocated Manchester City. They even did the same thing against Liverpool, the best team in the Premier League this season. I found something similar against their game against Arsenal, which ended into a goal-scoring opportunity. Look at Rice. Kvaradskhelia notices Rice calling for the ball, immediately snaps onto it, wins the ball, foul, and what do you think happens from here? Oh, PSG capitalized. Fabian Ruiz, with a moment of brilliance, skips past Martinelli and bangs an outside-the-box beauty. And you can only do that when you have excellent players with the pressure and tenacity. Now let's talk about the key tactic. The person who's making the difference for PSG this season, Ousmane Dembélé. What a player. Going back to 2016, I remember hearing about this wonder kid, somebody who's ambidextrous, could shoot with his left, right. I remember the interview that came out famously where he said, they asked him, what is your preferred foot? And he said, left. And they said, what do you take your penalties with? He was like, right. They're like, so you like your right? He said, left. He didn't know how to answer. And that's somebody who would be the best player of all time. But he never reached those goals. But now, this season, look at this. 21 goals in 29 matches, 6 assists. 27 goal involvements in 27 games. His far best. You add the 8 in the Champions League, I should say. 29 goals. This season, we're seeing the best in Dembélé. And you would think, oh, Enrique finally played him on the right wing or let him have a free role. You guessed it right. The free role Dembélé is the most dangerous player in the league. Dangerous player in the world, in my opinion, so far. Look at Declan Rice. He doesn't know what to do here. The center backs don't know what to do either. Saliba and Kiwior, they don't know what to do. He's the recognized striker, but he's dropped off. Now PSG have numbers. They have the numbers game. Even here, you can see he tucks in right behind Marino and Rice. So Kiwior doesn't know, should he jump at it? Should he stay back? It leaves the Arsenal back line in a state of limbo, in not realizing where or when to jump onto the pass. This leads to PSG basically picking apart and playing through Arsenal's press. And Arsenal this season have been one of the best pressing teams in the world. Legitimately the best, in my opinion, when they're on. And PSG, in the first 25 minutes of the Emirates game, literally cut through their press like butter. Arsenal didn't know what to do. They couldn't lay a finger on these guys. Look at this moment here. This is the first goal of the game. Look at Dembélé. Look at the movement. He drops deep, collects, causes both defensive midfielders to be confused on who to press, leaves Kvaradona in space. Ruiz makes the central run, drags two center backs. Kvaradona is now one-on-one, Timber, right? But Rice, who's on Dembélé, gets attracted to the ball. Dembélé just stays put. If you're going to play false nine, goal. You got to stay put sometimes. You don't always got to run into the box. And this is the third goal, I should say, which basically effectively killed off the tie. Dembélé drops deep again, lays it off to Neves. Look at the two players. He literally drags three players out of a play. They switch the ball over to Kvaradona. Dembélé again, look, in space. But this time, number 5 doesn't fall for it. He actually follows Dembélé. The two players are Kvaradona, same play. But look at Hakimi. That is because Luis Enrique literally emphasizes winning the ball back. He wins the ball back. Dembélé, a couple years ago, he tries to score here with his left. Nope. He lays it off to Hakimi. Hakimi, bottom corner. This is all because of Luis Enrique's tactics and how he wants them to play. He has empowered so many players, and none more than João Neves. João Neves is one of the best midfielders in the world. He's only 19 or 20, I believe. He is the back line of that three-man midfield. Vitinha, Ruiz, and Neves. You would think his diminutive stature would make him the weakest. No, he is the duel-winning machine. He consistently wins duels for PSG. He's the rock in the midfield. Vitinha, in my opinion, is the Modric of the midfield. He's the little genius. He gets on the ball. He slows the tempo down. He switches play. When you have a three-man midfield of Vitinha, João Neves, and Fabian Ruiz, who's coming up, you have exactly what you need to win games. You have the power, you have the industriousness, and the technical quality. In my opinion, in today's game, you need players like these three who are comfortable on the ball, back to goal, comfortable switching the play, comfortable playing in a low block, mid block, comfortable pressing, comfortable being on the ball. Because a lot of times I hear people talk about they want PMP midfielders. Your PMP midfielders gotta be technically efficient as well. You can't just be a powerhouse and not be able to control the ball. And then you also need your wingers and attackers to commit to playing both sides of the ball. And Kvaradona, in my opinion, is the best at that. I don't know how this guy went for 65 million in January, and no one, not City, not Liverpool, not Chelsea, none of these teams, Arsenal, snapped at this. This guy is what you want in a modern day attacker. He will defend. He will help the left back. He will attack. And the player who I haven't spoken about so far is Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes is locked down. I mean, Saka didn't get a sniff in that game, in the second game of the Champions League. He did pretty well the first game, but the second game he locked him down. And this is going to be key against Inter Milan because Dumfries loves running down the wing, and I think he's going to do a good job against them. And then I didn't even talk about Desiree Doué, another exceptional talent they have, 19 years old. They have so much rich talent in their team, and I don't even need to go too much in depth about why these all can help them win. Because at the end of the day, when you have Bradley Barcola, who doesn't essentially start for PSG, to come off the bench when you need a goal, that's an embarrassment of riches. And it's all because of Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique realized when he came in that Goncalo Ramos, Randall Colomani are useless. These type of strikers who don't score efficiently and don't press, they're useless in today's game. You need players who are willing to run, willing to be on the ball, and willing to press, but also have the technical quality. And with the front four of Barcola, Doué, Dembélé, and Kvaradona, Enrique has cracked the code of the new age attack. That's why I believe PSG will win the Champions League and achieve their first treble. You let me know in the comments if you think it's going to be Inter Milan or PSG. I'm leaning towards PSG. And don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, because it definitely helps. And thank you for watching. We're going to push hard this summer. Be there.